Hey guys, it is a new year and we have got some changes coming up to our channel that we're really excited to share with you in 2023.
But before we do that, we are gonna do a quick look back on 2022. We're gonna talk about some of the favorite places that we visited, our favorite videos that we made, what our goals were for the year, and whether we met those goals or failed miserably.
And we're also gonna share a little bit about what we learned about YouTube in 2022 and how that knowledge is gonna help direct our channel in 2023. To get this started, we're gonna share some of our highlights from last year. And for me, one of those highlights has to be sharing our story of moving to Florida over 9 years ago, because that was such an exciting time for us. And we also know that there are so many of you who watch our channel who are either considering moving to Florida or have already relocated here. Now, our big trip of 2022 was our vacation to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. We spent several days exploring the Puerto Rican rainforest and also the island of Culebra before flying over to the Dominican Republic to spend a day in Punta Cana before we ended the trip at an awesome all-inclusive resort.
And even though a couple hurricanes did throw a wrench in our plans back in October, we did make it back to Puerto Rico to visit Old San Juan and to check out another all-inclusive in Punta Cana. And we also went on a couple of short cruises in November and December, which we plan to share with you within the next few weeks.
But out of those 4 trips, the furthest we traveled away from Florida was to Puerto Rico, and that is only a 2.5-hour flight from here. And beyond those 4 trips, our content mainly consisted of exploring in and around St. Pete and other Florida destinations within an hour or 2 of the Tampa Bay area.
Now, some of that was strategy, but part of that was also due to the fact that since I became a full-time YouTuber, our budget is tighter, and we just can't afford to be traveling all over the globe yet. Although we didn't venture too far from Florida in 2022, we did still have some really memorable and enjoyable travels, and I'd say that my favorite travel destination of 2022 had to be the island of Culebra. As many of you know, there's not much I love more than a beautiful, secluded beach. On the island of Culebra, you literally have your pick of them, plus you get to drive around the entire island on a golf cart.
Now, I had a hard time narrowing it down to just one destination, but I narrowed it down to 2, and those would be the time we spent in the rainforest in Puerto Rico and also our time at the Lopesan in the Dominican Republic, because that was the first time that we had paid extra for like a VIP experience at a resort, and I'd say it was worth it.
Now, my favorite video that we made in 2022 had to be our hike up the El Toro trail. Now, that was far from our most successful video, probably because no one's ever heard of the El Toro trail. And hiking up a mountain through knee-deep mud was definitely one of the more challenging videos we've made as well. But I love a challenge, and I love exploring places that not many people have explored. Plus, that video is just way different than any other video we made, so for me, that one was an easy winner.
Now, as much as I absolutely loved the views from the top of El Toro Trail, I'm gonna go with something that was a little less intense, but still a little bit challenging, and that had to be our bike video. Now, a big part of that is that we finally had a decent external mic for our GoPro, so that meant we could film good audio in places where it was more windy or just a lot louder. And so I think we had a lot of fun just kind of experimenting more with that vlog style. And we also got to eat a lot of really delicious food along the trail.
Now let's get to our goals from last year. We had 3 main goals for 2022, and the first of those goals was to publish a video every single week. So we did take 2 weeks off in 2022, but we also had a couple of weeks where we actually posted multiple videos, so we still ended up with 52 videos on the year at an average length of around 15 minutes each. So we're gonna mark that one down as a goal achieved.
Now, the second goal was maybe a little bit too ambitious. We were hoping to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And at the end of 2022, we had around 16,000 subscribers, which is still over 10,000 more than we started the year with. And even though we didn't hit that goal, we're very thankful for the channel growth that we experienced last year. And we just want to thank everybody who subscribed to our channel in 2022. And also thank you to our OG subscribers who have been with us for even longer.
Now, our third goal was a financial one, which we did just barely meet. And I'm not going to go into detail on how much our channel made last year, but I always have kind of wanted to do a video series on growing a YouTube channel, so potentially we'll go more into the financial side of the channel in a future video. But what we will share is that in 2022, we finally made enough money to cover our travel and equipment costs. Now, there wasn't much left beyond that, and we still have a long ways to go before we can both be focusing on our channel full time, but we are super thankful that we're finally making enough that we aren't actually losing money by making these videos.
Now, we did learn a lot about our channel in 2022, and the first thing that we learned is that our subscribers are amazing. We've received so many encouraging comments from people who have found our videos to be helpful in one way or another, and those comments really do keep us motivated, especially when our channel maybe isn't performing as well as we would like it to.
Yeah, and some of you are actually so awesome, you've even gone to bat for us against the internet trolls, which thankfully are still few in number, but definitely have been multiplying since our videos have started getting pushed out to a bit of a wider audience.
And we've also had a lot of you stop and say hi to us when we have been out and about in and around St. Pete. And it really has been special to be able to meet so many of you in person. The second thing that we learned is that growing a YouTube channel is a balancing act. Now, as we've seen our channel grow over the past year, it's become more evident that certain types of videos do appeal to a wider audience and just in general do tend to perform better. It can be very tempting to double down on that type of content in order to keep growing a channel. But it can also lead to creating the same type of content over and over again and eventually leading to burnout.
Yeah, and if you're spending the vast majority of your evenings and weekends working on your YouTube channel like we are, you do have to enjoy the content that you're making or you definitely will burn out.
So what we've learned is that we have to find that balance of making content that we think is gonna perform well, but only if it's content that we are excited about creating. Now, we do recognize though as well that there might be times that the only video that we're excited about creating is something that we're pretty sure isn't going to perform that well.
Exactly, and if that means hiking up a mountain that no one's ever heard of in knee-deep mud, then that's the video we're gonna make. Now, the third thing we learned in 2022 is how to finally grow our YouTube channel.
Kind of.
Yeah, we've kind of learned how to grow our YouTube channel now. We've been doing this for a few years now and have produced over 200 videos and have all sorts of data to look at to try to figure out which types of videos perform best and why. And while this certainly isn't going to be the case for all YouTubers, our data definitely shows that our longer videos are much more likely to perform better than our shorter ones.
And that leads us into our next topic, which is what's going to be changing in 2023. And because those longer videos have been performing better on our channel, we are going to be focusing on creating longer content in 2023. In 2022, our videos averaged around 15 minutes in length. Now in 2023, you can probably expect that to increase to between 25 and 30 minutes per video. Now, because these longer videos do cost more to make, and they also take more time to film and edit, we aren't gonna be able to put out one of these longer videos every week.
Now, we do still plan on posting 2 to 3 videos every month, but during those 1 or 2 weeks each month when we don't post a video, we still wanna do something to connect with y'all and let you know what we've been up to. So some weeks that may just mean posting a story to YouTube or Instagram, but we've also been considering some other options.
We have thought about doing some videos that are shorter and don't require near as much editing. So for example, videos like this one, where we sit in front of the camera and we talk about a certain topic or answer some of your questions. We have also discussed potentially doing some shorter vlog style videos, or maybe we take you along with us on a day of just kind of things that we would normally be doing, or just going to a local event. And we have also even talked about maybe doing some live streams. So instead of like posting a video, going on live at our normally scheduled time and connecting with you all that way.
And I gotta be honest, just the thought about going live does make me incredibly uncomfortable, but it wasn't that long ago when I refused to get in front of the camera at all. And I guess part of Explorcation is about getting outside of your comfort zone, so I suppose I'm willing to try a live stream at least once.
So this is where we need your help. We have posted a poll on our community tab on our channel where you can go and vote for the type of content that you'd like to see from us on our off weeks. So those weeks where we're not posting those long videos. So after this video, make sure to go and vote for whether you'd like to see more videos like this one, more videos like daily vlogs, or potentially live streams. And if you've got another idea, you can also leave those in the comments.
Now that we've covered what's going to be changing in 2023, we do want to take a minute to touch on our goals for the year. And the first of those goals is to post at least as much content as we did in 2022. Although we do plan on posting less videos this year, each video will be quite a bit longer. So we do actually expect the total minutes of video we post to be around the same, if not more.
Now our next goal is to reach 40,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Now that might be a little bit ambitious again, because we're only at 16,000 right now, and last year we gained a little over 10,000 subscribers. But we do think that with your continued support, and if our momentum continues to build like it has over the last month or so, that it really is possible.
Now our next goal for 2023 is to work with at least 6 new sponsors. And as much as we would love to make a bunch of sponsorship money this year, we are still focused on growing our subscribers and improving our content. So we're not going to be reaching out to a bunch of sponsors. And for those of you sponsors who do reach out to us, we really appreciate it. But we are going to be incredibly selective and only work with the sponsors that we think are a great fit with our channel. And for those of you cryptocurrency sites out there who keep emailing us, please stop.
Our final goal this year is to not only make enough money to cover our travel expenses, but to also cover our rent.
Yeah, and as much as we do still plan on focusing on growing our subscribers and improving our content, eventually we do actually have to start making a decent amount of money on this channel to keep it going.
Yeah, you know, when we started on this YouTube journey, we never started out with the intent to get rich, but we did always dream of someday making enough money where both of us could focus on it full time.
Yeah, and if we're really dreaming, also to someday hire a full-time video editor. Now the last topic of this video is what we're most excited for in 2023. And easily number one for me is going on a real vacation. Now, obviously we've done a lot of traveling over the last few years, but it's been several years since we've gone on an actual vacation where we didn't spend the majority of the time filming. And I'm happy to report that this year is finally the year when we're going on a vacation where we won't be.
Now it's only a short 3-day cruise, but we are not bringing our cameras, and we've got some family who are gonna join us, so it's gonna be extra fun. We're also gonna be excited about exploring more of Florida. Now, because we are not gonna have that constant pressure of having to post a video every week, that means we're gonna have a little bit more time to make each video, and we're also gonna have a little bit more of a budget for each video. So that means we're gonna make it to some of those areas of the state that are further from St. Pete. You know, some of those areas that would require us to stay in a hotel or Airbnb.
So for all of you out there who've been encouraging us to get out and explore more of Florida, this is the year when it's gonna happen. And we're not exactly sure where we're gonna make it to yet, but we'll definitely make it over to the east coast of Florida and hopefully also up into the Panhandle or down to the Keys.
We're also really excited to continue to live in and showcase downtown St. Pete. So for those of you who have followed us for a little while, you know that we were pretty certain that we were gonna have to be leaving downtown, but we are very happy to report that we are staying for at least another year. So that also means we'll be able to continue our quarterly What's New in St. Pete series, as well as bringing you some more St. Pete content and Pinellas County content.
One more thing we're really looking forward to in 2023 is going on a big adventure. And while we did go on a pretty big adventure in Puerto Rico last year, the rest of our travels primarily consisted of traveling around Florida and going on a couple cruises and to a couple resorts. And as much as we do enjoy those types of travels, the types of travels we enjoy the most and find the most stress relieving are the big adventures where we get out into nature. So even if it's not the type of content that you're used to seeing on this channel, we do hope to at least post a couple of videos where we go on an epic hike, climb up the side of a mountain, jump off a waterfall, or go on some other type of big adventure.
Yeah, and hopefully it will be in a country that we have never been to before. After saying all that, we do want to thank you all for commenting, liking, subscribing, and anything else you did in 2022 to support our channel. We know that with your continued support into 2023, it's going to be a great year for us and for the channel. And we also hope that it's a great year for you all.
We do want to remind you all to go vote on our poll, and we'll see you back next week.
Do you think we should mention some of the things that didn't go so well last year?
Oh man. Like when I lost my phone on Don Pedro and then we got sandblasted. Or when we tried to feed 100 dogs on a 95-degree day.
When you almost threw up on that ferry to Culebra.
That was bad.
Or not knowing if that golf cart that we rented in Culebra was gonna make it up those hills you were driving them up.
Or when you almost got hit by lightning in Boca Grande.
Yeah, that was actually scary.
Or when you took that ball to the face playing giant beer pong.
When it practically took an entire day to go from Clearwater to St. Pete Beach and back on the trolley.
Yeah, we had a few things not go quite as planned.
Now, if you want to see one of those adventures that didn't go anywhere close to as planned for me, go ahead and click here right now. Thanks for watching.